It is Gina Trimarco with Women Your Mother Warned You About, Pivot 10 Results, and Carolina Improv Company. And it is time for another Just the Tip Tuesday tip of the week. I am struggling with what to call this tip because it goes hand in hand. It could either be called time shared, time wasted, or the oblivious don't see the obvious. Have you ever noticed? I just realized this today that the words oblivious and the word oblivious and the word obvious are very similar. They're off by a couple of letters, right? So if you look at the spelling of both, oblivious has two extra letters, an L and an I. Otherwise, they're almost exactly the same, but couldn't be more obvious. And sometimes oblivious people just can't see the most obvious thing that can hit them in the head. So this comes to me, this tip from vacation. You know what I love about being on vacation is that I notice a lot of things that I don't notice on a regular basis because I'm a little more relaxed and my eyes are wide open and I'm observing more. So I went to a timeshare sale, a timeshare talk, a timeshare tour, whatever you want to call it, with my vacation buddy, Jay. Is his timeshare, and we were staying there. And of course, they wanted to do a owner's update. Anybody who has a timeshare or is in the timeshare industry knows what that means. It's just an opportunity to sell you more points for your vacations of a lifetime, right? So they want to update you, but they really want to sell to you. Hey, no offense. You got to do what you got to do. You got to find reasons to sell more to existing customers. So I'm all for it because the easiest sale is a repeat sale, right? So cool. That's cool. And my buddy wanted his free gifts, whatever they were going to be, a gift card or whatever. So I said, fine, but we're sticking to we're out in 90 minutes. I'm not staying there all day. So step one of the timeshare sale, in case you have never been through one, but step one is the concierge at the property who is like, welcome, come over here, we'll give you your parking pass. But really what they're trying to do is schedule you for an update meeting, right? So this woman's approach, step one of this approach, her name was Stephanie, by the way. She says, oh, don't worry, they're not going to sell to you. I promise. They're just giving you an update in a safe environment because people are, worked up about the changes in the company. And so, we just want to make sure you feel safe. Okay, first of all, if you're going to tell me to feel safe, now I don't feel so safe. Like, why shouldn't I be feeling safe? So that's step one, right? So we promise we're not selling. We just want to update you on the changes. Okay. Then she's recommending things for us to do. This is where she really goes awry. And she assumes that we want to play bingo. We obviously don't look like we have any adventure in us whatsoever. Nothing against bingo. I love bingo. But we're on vacation in Arizona. I want to go to Sedona. I mean, learn a little bit about us so that you can pretend to be the concierge that you're pretending to be, but automatically assumed we were into bingo. Okay, that's just a side note. So we get to, this is the other best part. I was very specific when I was available because when I'm on vacation, I still do business. So I had meetings planned and I said, we're available Wednesday morning. Oh, that's booked up. I'm like, well, that's the only time we're available. Oh, okay. Well, we'll kick somebody else out of the spot to put you in. Good. That's great. Great for us. Not so great for the other people they kicked out, but whatever. So that was the tactic to make sure that we showed up. And I knew that they would want to make sure that we showed up. So we show up and we're assigned to this man named Reza, which reminds me of, what's that reality show? The Persian reality show. There's a guy, Reza, on it. Anyway, I have ADD. I go off on different tangents. So anyway, Reza's assigned to us. Sweet man. Really nice man. We go through the presentation before we're handed off to Reza, right? So they have a presenter who presents all the newest updates of what's going on with your timeshare, which of course are completely confusing. I was just happy to have a hot breakfast. I was completely confused by how Jay was going to use this new update to his points. So they give you the update, and then Reza scoops you back to his table to make sure that you understand what you have, right? And so now keep in mind, this is an owner's update. So my friend already owns. He's very familiar with owning. He's very familiar with timeshare. He's very familiar with the product. It's kind of like, so you've owned cars your whole life, and now you're at the car dealer and you're going to, maybe you're going to buy a bigger car, but you already know what a car does, right? Okay. And there's a reason why I'm saying this, because Reza treated us as if we didn't understand how timeshares worked, as if we were the first time timeshare purchasers. So he went on and on with his life story, trying to find common ground. I get it. His life story about needing to take vacation and, being from London originally and back in Europe, they take so many vacations, and here in the US, we don't. And the value of it. And it's like, get on with it already. We're on a limited time. He's getting mad at me because my phone kept ringing and I kept taking the calls. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm working. Get to it. I told you I have a conference call at 9:00. So he's going on and on with details that we don't need to know because we've already been sold on timeshare, right? He's trying to sell us more. So he needed to sell us on the benefits of buying more, but he wasn't doing that. So instead, he starts pulling the pictures off of his shelf of his family. And here's my wife, and here are my kids. And this is why we take vacations. Doing all the right things technically as a salesperson of trying to find common ground, but almost to the opposite effect. Like, we at Pivot 10 train people to look for something common in the room that you can connect with. Like, are there pictures in the room that you can refer to? But this guy was doing the reverse. He was talking all about himself and his family and his vacationing. Not once. Now, okay, we were posing as if we were husband and wife, by the way, which we are not. We're not even involved in any kind of way. But not once did he ask if we had children, if we had a family, if our kids would like to go on vacation. Not once did he do any of that to find common ground. He spent his entire time, the precious little time that he had, talking about himself, until we're like, gotta go. So of course, nothing came of that transaction for him. So here's the tip. Really understand your audience. Spend the time to get to know them. Ask a couple probing questions. You don't have to ask a lot of questions, but there are obvious questions you can ask, like, oh, you guys are married. How long have you been married? I think actually the presenter asked that and we made something up. But once that guy had us, Reza had us, ask us about ourselves so that you can have enough information to find better connection to convince us to buy more. So don't be so oblivious. Notice the obvious. Obvious versus oblivious. That's why I'm torn here. Do we call this obvious versus oblivious, or time shared, time wasted? So that is my tip for the week on this Just the Tip Tuesday. Hope you guys have an awesome week. Please don't be oblivious. Notice the obvious. Bye.